New trends you need to have if you want to be stylish in 2025. Number 1 is long, soft scarves. Nothing like a well-placed scarf to transform any look. These scarves are long, usually made of a more fluid fabric, and they will invade 2025, bringing a sophisticated yet modern vibe, a clear reference to the 2000s, especially that touch that mixed sophistication and creativity. The most interesting thing is that these pieces will elongate your torso, bringing lots of movement and instant elegance. As I often mention here on the channel, scarves are an excellent way to transform any casual and basic look into a stylish one. Whether they are the longer scarves, like the ones that are in fashion, or the traditional scarves, just tie it around your neck and you'll already have a completely different look. It's like taking jeans and a white t-shirt and elevating them to a stylish look with just one accessory. Right now, what we are seeing the most are these long, slightly transparent models, which can be made of various fabrics like silk, chiffon, or even a fabric closer to viscose or cotton, a little thinner to try to maintain that transparency and fluidity. You can bet on pastel tones like butter yellow, which is super trendy in 2025, as well as rose, pistachio, and dusty blue, all these softer tones that bring delicacy. Besides the traditional tying around the neck, you can use this accessory to tie on bags and also as an excellent hair accessory. It will bring a lot of romance and delicacy to your look. It's a great choice to protect your chest and neck on somewhat mild days when you don't want to wear a coat but at the same time don't want to be without any protection. Remember that, since they are made of a slightly thinner, more delicate material, they won't provide heavy protection. So, if it's a bit colder, you can pair it with a jacket. This piece was also a big hit in the 70s, and, as I mentioned before, in the 2000s. So, it's quite possible you already have one in your wardrobe, and if you don't, my tip is to choose one in your favorite color, the color that you know flatters you. For example, if you know red looks amazing on you, choose a piece in red. That way, you'll have this accessory in your wardrobe and won't need to get rid of it. Because, as I always say here on the channel, fashion goes around. So, what goes out of style now will come back in a few years. Of course, pieces, especially accessories like scarves, are great to keep, put aside, and then after 2, 3, maybe 5 years, they'll reappear. So, as I always say, choose pieces that flatter you, fit your personal style, and, of course, have good durability. That way, you'll never regret spending money on them. Number 2 are pieces made with knit and sequins, or crochet and sequins. Shine appears again, now combined with this handcrafted touch, bringing a rich, creative, and interesting texture to our looks. Do you like knit? Do you like sequins? Then know that you can combine them. The most interesting thing is that it creates a very beautiful texture that works in both warmer and colder seasons, bringing a glamorous touch to your daily life without much effort. Another clear reference to the shine of the 2000s. As you know, this sequin detail, combined with knit or crochet, adds even more richness to the texture that already catches the eye. I like to highlight especially the pieces with a slightly tighter knit. So, if you like the knit with a very open stitch, it's not that it won't look good, but the nicest ones are those with a slightly tighter stitch, as they create a more delicate touch, without exaggeration, especially since we're already talking about a piece with shine for everyday wear. I recommend gold, bronze, silver, more neutral tones. It can even be nude, and of course, you can also invest in tones like emerald green, which looks gorgeous, or black. Guys, black combined with that more metallic, silvery shine, or even a little shine more towards black itself, looks simply amazing. It's an excellent choice. I would definitely pair it with jeans, especially darker jeans if I wanted to highlight the piece, or lighter jeans if I wanted a more neutral look where all the pieces blend together. After all, we're talking about a piece with shine, so naturally it brings brightness to our look. Regarding fabrics, you can invest in acrylic, which is commonly used for these pieces, and if it's an option, I think it's incredible to choose real wool because it really has durability, softness, and brings a more breathable, thermally comfortable touch. Another interesting thing is that you won't only find sweaters, t-shirts, and jackets, but also dresses that mix sequins with handcrafted elements, which bring a super interesting and creative touch. Definitely, this is a revival of the 80s with a more modern twist, very 2025 style, very social media style, handmade, youthful fashion. So, if you want to stay tuned to what's super trendy, I'd say take a little look at these pieces I'm showing you and see if they fit your personal style. It's an excellent idea. Number 3 are the low-waist dresses. Look who's back straight from the 90s and 2000s. Yes, the low-waist dress reappeared a while ago and continues to go viral on the internet. It comes in sophisticated versions and looks simply amazing, creative, and modern. One detail is that I don't recommend this low-waist dress if you have short legs because it tends to shorten the appearance of the legs. So, I would recommend this trend specifically for women who have longer legs. This way, we can bring harmony to the look. The interesting thing is that it will elongate the torso, so if you are a woman with a very short torso, opting for this dress might be an excellent idea. Take advantage of it being in fashion to buy 1, 2, or 3, depending on what you think is necessary. It also gives some emphasis between the hips and waist, which some women love. For example, I love emphasizing the hips and waist. As for color options, I recommend petrol blue, which flatters most women, white, which is traditional, red, which can be that watermelon shade that is very trendy, or tomato red, or even burgundy. All these reddish tones are very popular in 2025, and you can invest in this dress along with sandals, especially thin strap sandals. You can also pair it with short boots for a more modern look, and of course, a jacket draped over the shoulders to add some extra charm. If you're looking for a more classic and traditional look, I would say invest in a Chanel-style jacket along with a thin-strapped sandals. If you're looking for something a bit more modern and creative, I would suggest pairing it with short boots and a leather jacket, bringing a more dramatic touch to your outfit. I recommend investing in fabrics such as viscose, crepe, or even a more fluid jersey. The interesting thing is that you will find many of these dresses in cotton and linen. And if you find them in cotton and linen, give preference to these, because this way you'll have thermal comfort. Cotton and linen let the skin breathe, which is excellent for keeping comfortable. No one wants to wear a dress and end up all sweaty, uncomfortable, and sticky. Also, since this dress is more fitted around the torso, if you choose a fabric with a high polyester content, you won't be comfortable. So, prefer cotton and linen, without a doubt, your best choices. So, are you on the team that will bet on the low-waist dress, or will you let this trend pass? Remember, your opinion here in the comments influences other subscribers, so I want to see what you think. Number 4 is the denim on denim trend. This trend exudes confidence and brings a total denim look. It's the famous denim on denim style that appeared around 2023 and hasn't gone out of fashion since. It has those moments when it disappears and moments when it comes back strong, and right now, it's super trendy. What's most interesting is that it creates a longer modern silhouette with a youthful vibe. The original word was ovial, but youthful fits better. So you, a woman who wants to look taller, will achieve this benefit just by wearing this combination of several denim pieces. You can opt for jeans in various colors, options like medium wash denim, which is neither too dark nor too light, also distressed denim, which has that slightly brownish worn look. There's gray denim and the classic blue denim, which never goes out of style. Another denim color idea to bet on is white denim. After all, it perfectly replaces white pants and works great for people who need to wear white daily. So, if you're someone who, because of your profession for example, needs to wear an all-white outfit, white denim or an all-white denim look will be great. Besides being an excellent way to add white pieces to your wardrobe, knowing they'll last longer. So, instead of buying a regular pair of white pants and a white jacket, you can buy these two pieces in raw denim. How you wear it will vary a lot since you can combine an endless number of pieces. I really like the look with a shirt and flare jeans, which works very well. You can also combine a denim jacket with a denim dress, which adds a more romantic and, at the same time, creative touch to your look. And of course, the classic jacket and jeans combo, which are pieces you'll never regret buying. After all, these are items everyone should have in their wardrobe. They're easy to match, basic, and wearable every day. So, the coolest thing about this trend is that it brings ease. You'll be able to wear these pieces together or separately. You can invest in 100% cotton denim or those with elastane. Personally, I prefer jeans with elastane, especially for pants. We women go through hormonal variations throughout the month, so there are times when our belly is a little bloated and times when it's flatter. So there's nothing better than a piece with elastane that gives us comfort and prevents us from feeling tight or uncomfortable. Because, as I always say here on the channel to you girls, the most important thing is your comfort, your well-being. Don't sacrifice your comfort, your well-being, or your personal style just to follow a trend. The idea here is to take advantage of what's in fashion to work in our favor. So, if this denim trend is in, let's choose the denim that makes us happiest, most comfortable, and beautiful. Number 5 is the Cowhide Print. This new print will definitely surprise you and is already showing up in many stores. You know those popular shops we often find at the mall? Well, it's already there. I walked through the mall recently, this past weekend, and was observing which trends are still on their way. I can already tell you that this cowhide print trend has arrived. It started appearing on shoes, but very soon it will be featured on other pieces too. As I always tell you, you can absolutely invest in this kind of piece because it brings creativity. It's out of the ordinary. It's not one of those items you wear and go completely unnoticed. If you're a creative woman, or even an elegant woman who enjoys small touches of uniqueness and creativity in your outfit, this is an excellent piece to invest in. You can go for the classic black and white print, or the version that leans more toward brown tones. My tip is, if you're a cool season woman, go for black and white. If you're a warm season woman, opt for a mix of white, off-white, and brown. That way, you'll enhance your natural beauty, which is exactly what we're going for here. What's great is that you don't need to start with pants, a dress, or any large item. My advice is to begin with accessories. For example, you could choose shoes, boots, a handbag, or even a hair clip to start embracing this trend that I consider one of the most creative in recent times. After all, when was the last time you saw a cow print pop up in your feed as one of the top fashion trends? Here are some looks I'd recommend. A printed bag paired with a more neutral, monochromatic outfit, for example. A cowhide bag with an all-black or all-white look. Imagine how gorgeous that would be. Another option is cowhide boots paired with a cowgirl-inspired dress to add an extra creative touch. In this case, a simple dress may be a white one with matching black and white or off-white and brown boots. Another idea I love is pairing a cowhide print pant with a basic t-shirt and simple shoes, maybe even a pair of Mary Janes. This way, you strike a balance between creative and romantic or delicate. It's super stylish and fashion-forward. And you'll see that even though these are creative pieces, because they lean toward neutral tones and aren't overly colorful, they won't scream for attention in your wardrobe. So yes, you can absolutely have a minimalist wardrobe and still include these pieces. You'll have a basic color palette, but with lots of creativity. After all, it's also good to be a bit creative, otherwise, we go through life without really enjoying and expressing ourselves through the looks we truly love. Number 6 is bold accessories, bringing that maximalist touch into our everyday looks. Forget the old idea that less is more. In 2025, more is more, and it brings glamour. The idea now is to go for standout accessories that will draw attention not just to our hands, neck, or ears, but also to our hair, with hair clips that have a liquid metal effect or an organic shape that adds a luxurious, modern touch to any outfit. What I love about these pieces is that you can wear them with super basic, everyday clothes. Just imagine that go-to outfit I always talk about here on the channel: jeans and a t-shirt. If you wear jeans and a t-shirt by themselves, it can feel boring or dull. But once you pair them with a bold hair accessory, beautiful earrings, or a statement necklace, it instantly transforms the whole look. That's what we call an elevated look. It's simple and basic, but thanks to a few intentional details, like adding an accessory, it becomes something totally different. You can go for gold, silver, copper, or even darker shades, like gunmetal. The key is to match the tone that flatters you most. If you shine in gold, go with gold. If silver looks better on you, then go with silver, and so on. My tip: combine these large accessories with updos like a bun or ponytail so the accessories really stand out. It looks absolutely amazing. And of course, you can go for a big, bold hair clip or even a headband that ties in beautifully with your outfit. As I mentioned earlier, it can be a more basic outfit with all the focus on the accessories, or you can go for a more maximalist look. Since we're talking about 2025 trends, I'd recommend mixing this with the boho trend, which is also making a strong comeback. But here's a word of caution: be careful with the colors. If you're already wearing bold, oversized accessories, don't go for a super vibrant, flowy dress event, though it may be beautiful. It can be too much. Stick to more neutral tones like beige, blush, pink, or a soft blue, and pair them with your bold accessories. Always remember, depending on the color, it may look better with gold or silver. For example, if you wear a brown dress, it'll look stunning with bold gold accessories. It gives off that rich, powerful woman vibe, someone who has charm, life experience, and that extra spice that I find absolutely dazzling. So keep an eye on these accessories. Sooner or later, you'll find yourself buying one. Number 7 is the new neutrals. You know that idea of, I'm not sure which color to buy, black, white. You know that very basic thing? Forget it. In 2025, the new neutrals have arrived in full force, bringing much more personality. Earth tones, colors like burgundy, and of course, grayish tones will bring an almost multi-sensory touch. I usually say that now. In 2025, it seems like things that taste like food are in fashion. So, that chocolate brown, a burgundy that reminds you of wine, and of course, even tones leaning towards caramel. And of course, butter yellow is making a strong appearance. What's interesting about these new neutrals is that they will be the ideal base for putting together elegant, sophisticated looks that are also modern. In other words, they break away from the traditional black and white. The interesting thing is that, because they are soft and sophisticated, they're easy to mix and match. So even though they are new colors, we're not talking about super strange or hard-to-wear colors for everyday life. We're not talking about a super vibrant pink. We're talking about an elegant tone. Also, these tones rejuvenate and highlight our skin. Usually, when you wear, for example, a full burgundy outfit, it will enhance your complexion, so you will look beautiful, stunning. Notice in the photos I'm showing you. See how the person stands out? It's a pretty color, but it highlights the person, which is exactly what we want. We don't want the clothes to grab more attention, we want us to grab more attention. My tip is to combine these tones with other shades you already have in your wardrobe. So look at your wardrobe and see which new neutrals would work best. Wow, my wardrobe is all black. So maybe a gray would work well. Great idea. Or, my wardrobe is all cream. Then I think chocolate brown would pair perfectly because it's a neutral that goes really well with beige. Base your choices on what you already have. It's not smart to keep swapping wardrobes every season. Our goal here is always to make trends work in our favor, not to waste money unnecessarily, right, girls? I recommend you invest in monochromatic looks because they look simply amazing, or combine them with pieces like jeans. You can take a basic pair of jeans and pair it with a neutral tone t-shirt and a neutral tone jacket, which will add a super modern touch. If you're afraid to invest, start with accessories, shoes and bags. If you invest in these two pieces, you won't regret it. It's very rare to buy, say, a burgundy bag and not wear it, or a burgundy shoe and not wear it. For example, I think the combination of these two shoes and bag in that wine-leaning tone looks super elegant, sophisticated, feminine, powerful, glamorous. I love it. When it comes to fabric, everything goes. You can opt for cotton, tricoline, lightweight knit, but my tip is to go for those modern fabrics like modal because they'll hold the color longer. You know those tech t-shirts you've probably seen advertised? They usually hold color longer. If you're looking for a tricky color like burgundy, which tends to stain other clothes when washing, if that's the color you want, prefer fabrics that don't stain, don't wrinkle easily, and don't wear out quickly. So, will you be rocking looks with new neutrals over the next seasons? Or would you rather stick to the traditional black and white base in your everyday life? And tell me, what's that one item that just by putting it on, you instantly look more stylish? In my opinion, the must-have is sunglasses. Just putting on a pair of sunglasses makes anyone look more stylish. Don't you think so? Tell me in the comments. And you know that with your comment, those magic words, we keep bringing videos here every day. Today's theme is New Trends 2025. You help me a lot by commenting, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. While you do that, let's continue with the video. Number 8 is suede. Yes, suede is back in full force. It's that fabric that instantly brings a boho chic, elegant, and velvety touch. This year, it shows up refreshed with a slightly more modern vibe. The most interesting thing about suede, is that it really feels like a soft, cozy fabric that will work very well for more mature women. But at the same time, it brings sophistication and creativity. It's a fabric I consider quite neutral and versatile. You can invest in caramel suede, wine, a shade leaning towards rust, olive, and even off-white. What I find interesting is that it's a very durable material, and you can start using it through bags, for example. You don't have to buy a suede jacket or suede pants right away. Start with the bag. As I always say, start with the accessory. That way, you'll be sure before committing to buying a bigger piece and not liking it. Personally, I don't like suede for very large pieces. I think it looks good on pants and jackets. And that's it. I don't think it's a piece that looks amazing for dresses. But I haven't really researched suede dresses enough to make a final judgment. So, in my opinion, it's just a warm piece. Therefore, I'd invest in jackets and pants, not so much in tops or dresses. And as I mentioned, the best option, without a doubt, is, of course, bags. You can get inspired without fear to enjoy this trend, especially if you already like the boho style. If boho is already part of your wardrobe, then that's exactly when you can invest in suede pieces. After all, this material was a huge hit in the 70s and has resurfaced in several collections, like Chloe's. So why not invest now, in 2025? Number 9 are the basic waist dresses. That's right, Queen. The basic waist is back. That V-shaped cut that elegantly descends, rounding the hips. A classic charm that shapes and flatters any woman's silhouette. It will slim your waist, enhance your hips, bringing that vintage, almost aristocratic touch. It really gives that princess vibe. Just look at how many traditional princesses wore this type of dress. So, why not invest in one for our wardrobe? You can invest in that basic black tone. After all, a basic black dress is a piece you need in your wardrobe, or in shades like cherry red. Cherry red is still in fashion and will bring a slightly more sensual touch to this dress, but will also work well for everyday wear. After all, red, although a vibrant color, works very well as a neutral for everyday looks. You can also invest in a more pinkish nude or a blue, which can be navy blue, especially since navy is trending. So, you can be really creative with this cut. I would definitely pair it with pumps or slingbacks. I think it goes really well with slingbacks. Also, structured, slightly boxy bags work great. Regarding the fabric, I would use a slightly heavier fabric. Even twill would work well for this type of dress. I've seen dresses made of twill and think it's a great idea to invest in this fabric because it's durable. Imagine a breathable and at the same time durable fabric that's twill. So, I think it's an excellent choice. Depending on the length of the dress, you can wear it for different occasions. Personally, I think the midi length is very pretty because I believe midi is the length that easily transitions from one occasion to another. You can wear a midi dress both in casual situations and more elegant, sophisticated ones. So, midi length is the one that easily works for a shopping trip and then for dinner. If you have to choose, I recommend this length. If you wear a shorter length, it won't look as sophisticated, okay girls? And if you wear a very long length, it can look too sophisticated, like a gala dinner dress. So, go for midi. It's a length that flatters you, makes your day-to-day easier, and leaves you beautiful, feminine, elegant, which is everything this dress promises, without you needing to worry about where and when you'll wear it. After all, the worst thing is buying a piece and then it just sits forgotten in your wardrobe, unused. That's not what we want, right? We want to buy and wear, because clothes are made to be worn. So, nothing better than investing in this length that brings versatility to your everyday life. And if you're enjoying this video, you'll also love all the other videos here on the channel, always talking about fashion, beauty, trends, everything you need to know to stay updated and look more and more beautiful, enhancing your beauty, which is what I work for, to make you more beautiful every day. So, don't waste time, subscribe and hit the bell icon. That way, you'll get a notification every day when YouTube shows a new video made with lots of care for you. While you do that, let's continue with the video. Number 10 are bohemian ruffles. This type of ruffle that brings softness is very trendy right now. Who hasn't fallen in love with the Chloe fashion shows, both the last one and the previous one? Can't help but fall in love. It's that flowing ruffle, that softness, a light touch of transparency. Usually, these ruffles appear in layers, combined with looser sleeves, skirts with volume, lots of movement, lots of charm. It's almost like a poetic look, perfect. What's most interesting is that it can be combined with a more delicate, feminine touch or a more creative or even dramatic touch, like leather boots that appeared at Chloe. You can invest in white, terracotta, blush pink, blue, all these colors that go very well with boho and will bring great unity to your look, making you simply stunning. The boho style of 2025 isn't the same as what we saw in the 70s. It's a more modern, sophisticated boho. So, softer colors combined with leather shoes and boots will appear a lot to bring this modernity. You can wear, for example, a long dress with rustic sandals, but if you want a more modern touch, pair it with boots. That way, you bring this trend more in line with 2025. If the dress feels too much for you, if you think it's too over the top, you can invest in blouses. Flowing, delicate blouses, both styles are in fashion and work very well within this type of look and style. For fabrics, you can bet on viscose, lightweight cotton, and even blended linen, which brings softness and movement. Here, we shouldn't use very heavy fabrics. The idea is something very light that moves as you walk, bringing lightness and a magical, ethereal look to your style. So, will you embrace this boho trend that's back with everything and makes you simply beautiful in 2025? And do you know another trend that's beautiful, makes you feminine, and makes you look 10 years younger without any effort? The French style trend. Don't know it yet? You need to have these pieces in your wardrobe. Just click the video appearing on your screen. I'll be waiting for you there.